Hey guys, it's Stefan. Welcome back to our World of Warcraft gearing series. We're on episode 9. Currently, I got the 42 on the necklace off screen. We're up to 388 after we opened the weekly chest and got the cloak. And I've decided I'm gonna start looting things with Fury. So we're gonna start off here. I just did my Darkshore, what's it called? Warfront. Darkshore Warfront is up, so I'm gonna hand this in for a 400 piece of gear. Getting a weapon here would be really, really good. And we got bracers, which is actually a really good upgrade. Actually, we're getting a lot of good upgrades. Like, there we go, 389. Not bad. So with that in mind, there is currently an emissary for a 385. Now, I want to do it, but yeah, I don't think it goes up to 400 until I'm like 395. So I'm gonna go for this, and hopefully we get a helmet because we need a helmet now. So yeah, I hope you guys are okay with me playing Fury. I'm recording episode 9 when episode 3 just came out. So yeah, bit of time in between, but that's okay. That is okay. So yeah, I'll see you there. Okay, we're back. Let's see if we get the helmet we really want. Helmet. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's the good stuff, guys. That's nice. That's really good. This is good, but this is better. I don't think the percentage actually goes up. Maybe I shouldn't be using 2 of them. What was the other option? No, I'm going to keep it as is. This is good. Reckless Flurry. That's really good as well. And overwhelming power for the haste. This one is really important for everything. It's really good. For a DPS, I'm going to use these. There you go. That's the traits we get. And if I'm not mistaken, 390. I don't know. We need to fix this transmog. It's awful. But 390. That's pretty good. We're making some good progress. That's a pretty big milestone to hit. And let's go fix our transmog here. Because having this hat, as stylish as it is, it doesn't fit our set. So, oops, I did not mean to open that. Let's see. Anything we want to do on the world? No, not really. We're basically past the point where we want to do world quests at all, except for emissaries. So yeah, that's a pretty good upgrade. I'll see you guys in the next clip. Okay, so we're back here with an emissary. This is a 395, I think. Yep. So let's take a look at our gear. I want to talk about like maybe what we would want. Belt would be good. Trinket would be good, and weapons would be good. That's about it. I don't need much. So let's just see what happens, and hopefully. Yep. Don't need that. So I'll see you guys in the next clip. Hey guys, so we're in the Waycrest Manor, and I'm commentating this after the run already happened, because again, I kind of just feel like it's best for me to do the Mythic Plus on my own and then commentate on my own afterwards. That way, if there's anything I need to say, it's very easy for me to say it. So it's a raging, tyrannical, and necrotic. Some would say that raging or tyrannical is pretty hard for Waycrest, and I get what people mean, but I don't think it is. So I'm gonna do this commentary a little bit different than I usually do it, because like the last time I tried this, I tried to talk throughout the whole thing. I'm just gonna let you guys. I'm just gonna watch the video or watch the run with you guys, and you guys can just I'll just be here to tell you if anything cool happens or if we're doing anything different. But overall, the route we take here is something that can probably be learned from, and yeah. So I'll just mute myself and watch this with you, and you guys can can enjoy this. And again, if I have anything interesting to say, I'll let you know.
Four, three, two, one.
One thing to note there is that my UI does not seem to show me a nameplate for an enemy player there when they get mind controlled. I honestly don't really know how to fix it. If you guys have a LVUI and you know how to fix it, please let me know. Worth mentioning as well, this is a complete pug run. I made this group on my own with no friends. It's my key, and I chose the people for the run. And so far, what we've seen is that they've been pretty decent. We've got 2 outlaw rogues and a hunter, which goes perfectly with my warrior because I give the attack power buff, so they all 3 of them benefit from that, which is really cool. And yeah, it's really cool. One thing with the wipe here, so I got to 26 necrotic stacks. I have been playing on my other tanks, and like a lot of my other tanks, like Paladin, can go up to 30. A monk could do 30 kinda for a little bit, not too long. And so I was a little bit, I'm still like, what I'm doing basically is I'm testing my limits, seeing like what I can handle. Because again, I only run, the only things I've like done in terms of dungeons on the warrior is what you guys have seen on video. I haven't done any dungeons on the warrior without recording it. And that just like, so I haven't got time off screen to practice. I use my other characters as practice. And since I've just been back from a really long break, it's only been about 3 weeks since I started the series by the time I'm recording this, and you guys are going to see a lot longer time pass. But I did level up all my other tanks just just, well, not leveling up, gear them up to learn most of the routes for a lot of the runs, and it's definitely helped a lot. The paladin has been very helpful, and my monk as well, because I'm playing mostly paladin and monk as well. Demon hunter a little bit, not much, and the druid not at all. Not playing that at all. And the DK, I've kind of put down the DK for a little bit. I don't really like it. So we're coming up to the second boss, and on Tyrannical, he can hit the tank pretty hard. He can also do. If you don't know, when he gets stacks every time he hits the tank, basically, and he starts doing more and more damage. As you can see with my weak core there, it says boss stacks 1, 2, 3. It starts hurting, like it already does 10% of my health in the beginning, so it definitely starts hurting a lot more when I go up. But the problem is on Tyrannical, he also does a fair bit of damage AoE when you try to clear it. You clear his stacks by running him into fire patches. And usually I try to take as much as I can, because I'm not, you know, again, random group with random healers, so I would rather, I use my cooldown there a bit too early. So I would usually rather risk, like I would rather rely on myself, but this fire isn't going to work, it's gone, it doesn't work. So I was a little bit, we have to use this one, but as you can see on Tyrannical, it really hurts. And this was really bad timing. You really don't want the Soul Thorn. We were really lucky the Soul Thorns didn't go on a healer, because that could have potentially wiped us there. That was really bad timing by me. So, but yeah, it's just rinse and repeat from here for this boss. This corridor here can be really dangerous on Necrotic. Really dangerous pulls here for Necrotic. But if you're unaware what Necrotic is, I might have, you know, if you've not been doing much Mythic Plus, then Necrotic is a debuff. It puts on the enemy auto attacks put on the tank, which reduce the healing the tank receives, or the target receives that they hit. It doesn't have to be the tank necessarily. And usually the good stopping point, depending how good like your tank is in terms of gear, and how good like your healer is, and how good your DPS are with CCing and stuff like that. CC being crowd controlling, like AoE stuns and stuff like that. I'm trying to keep this a little bit new player friendly as well. You usually want to stop around 20, 25 stacks. I already felt like the healer was struggling when I got to 20, so I did like try to adjust to that and just started kiting at 20. Which, yeah. But kiting these is kind of impossible, but I am stopping them from doing damage to me regardless if I'm able to reset my stacks or not. That's not the main priority. The main priority is not taking damage, so I don't need to be healed. I kind of misclicked. That was kind of... I pressed the wrong button. I was like, wait, that's not the button I meant to press. So obviously, if I had a pre-made group on a +7 here, I would definitely make bigger pulls than this. Because with the DPS we have, I was definitely confident in doing like triple and quad pulls, like four packs of mobs at a time. But I don't think our healer was up for that task. I was hoping that we could get all of those dudes there, but I couldn't. I got stuck on the table, but I decided to go back in, which is risky because it could have gotten me killed. But I run out again, and it works out. I'm kiting them outside. And one really good thing about this group is that the hunter is misdirecting, which means that the damage he does for a certain amount of time is redirected to me as the threat. and the rogues have a similar ability, and they're using that very well, which is why I'm able to kite as much as I am, because it means I'm not losing aggro as a lot of, in a lot of situations I would be if they weren't helping. So with this boss, I wait a little bit with a pull timer there. I was a little bit slow, and the main reason is we want to have heroism or bloodlust on this boss, on Tyrannical especially, which I believe I use the drums. The hunter isn't a Beastmaster hunter, so he doesn't have a pet to do that for him. So it's all on whoever has the drums, and I have the drums. So drums are a mini heroism. This boss really doesn't do anything. He just takes a while. This is one of those bosses that just has a lot of health, which means that you could be wasting a lot of time here. This is why people heroism here. And also, the good thing about using heroism here is that you don't have to deal with the servants too many times. I was trying to fear and do as much as I could, but it wasn't really enough. I was hoping that would hit, but yeah. So what happens is that from what I know, when the servants reach the boss, I need to go to the healer right now. I'm looking at him. He's getting necrotic, but I didn't want to run into that tenderize. But this boss, he consumes the servants that come to him, and I don't think they heal him. I'm pretty sure. I've never actually had it happen, so I don't know actually what it is. Pretty sure it just gives damage. I'm pretty sure it just increases his damage. If I'm wrong, do correct me. I've never had it happen. It's just such an obvious mechanic that you avoid that I never get to see it. But yeah, the boss is pretty straightforward. He spawns ads, and these ads do put necrotic. We do need more percentage here. So they do let me know of that. I'm pretty sure. You guys might not be able to. I hide the chat just in case anything bad shows up in chat. We don't want any of that getting out. Yeah, we need more percent. I agree. I think we could have gotten enough downstairs, but it makes sense to do this pack here. This pack is pretty easy. We have a lot of mobs here that we can kill for easy percent. I don't really know why he gripped me out, because I was definitely fine. These mobs don't do that much damage. He's putting wings on me, which questionable, but it's okay. He probably has a trait which makes it a lower cooldown if they don't get popped, and if you don't know what the wings do is they prevent death basically. And holy priests have a trait which if you do not die with the wings on, the cooldown is reduced. So it's probably like a safety precaution, which is okay. All right by me. So I'll see you guys when we get to anything interesting. So here I pulled these mobs here. If I remember the exact percent, I believe it's 82%, which you can go downstairs and get the rest of it. I think that's the correct number. I think it's 82%, and should be the case. That mob should get us to 82.4, and that should be enough down here. So this is one of my favorite pulls to do, because it's really, especially with the amount of AoE we have right now, this is very nice. I'm obviously taking a lot of damage, and the mobs aren't dying as quickly as I would like, but it kind of works out. I could have reset my necrotic stack there, but I didn't really realize how low it was. After the 2 runs that we do here, we do another Mythic Plus after this run. After that, I do get myself a weak aura that displays it. I didn't really need to charge out. I could have just let myself die with the wings on, but it's best not to do it. I was waiting for the healer to start drinking. Yeah, she starts drinking right before we pull. So, yeah. On that pull, they didn't die as quick as I would have liked. I definitely did a lot of the damage. Ideally, I would have liked it to die a little bit quicker, but it worked out. I usually just stand in the purple. It doesn't really do much, but it's probably better not to do it. Okay, this boss is really easy, especially with the DPS we have. You just pull, and you basically just when he does his wasting strike on you, you want to mitigate that, from what I remember. And there was pathogen on me there, which isn't ideal. Yeah, I didn't mitigate that. I did actually, never mind. And now we get Lady Waycrest in here. And we keep her on us as well. This is where it gets a little bit rough, because the necrotic stacks are going up. And realistically, they need to kill Waycrest before they, or Lord Waycrest before they kill Lady Waycrest, which they are doing. If he's allowed to stay there, because he does most of the damage. Like, she doesn't really do much. In all honesty, she doesn't. I'm able to charge around as much as I can just to delay the damage, and that's gonna be enough to keep us alive. Healer is okay for this pull. This pull is pretty easy on Tyrannical. We just pull these, and then they all come up. The rogue went down, which is okay, but we kind of want to go up here. I think what he wanted to do is, a lot of people don't know that if you just go up, you have a lot more room to work with. But yeah. We don't quite have enough percentage, actually. Did they change it? There is a possibility that the last time I did this, they might have changed this, because I could have sworn it was 82%, but we went down with like 84, I think? Maybe you need 85, maybe that's it. Maybe I'm confusing the two. There is a possibility. Yeah, we do need 2 more. Yeah, we need a little bit more. Oh, it's 82.7. Right. Now I remember. 84.7. I don't know. Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pretend to not know anything, which is good. Let's just keep it at that. That's the I guess I'm a little bit rusty still. I need a little bit more time to adjust to things. So with this boss, he spawns ads, and those ads will try to stun a random target, and if you kill them, you can use a fire that spawns in the room to make sure that he cannot resurrect them. So he's only ever going to have one at a time because we're, burning the body every time. So that's really helpful. You can easily get overrun and just get stunned if you do not burn the bodies. Definitely not, when I'm looking at this again, I'm definitely not doing a good job of pulling the ads to us. But yeah. This fight is one of the simpler ones in here. I feel it's, as long as you have one person that can do the burning, which, I've done it in one of my runs before. If you have one person just doing it, then it's pretty easy. He's dead, so we leap, and if you don't know, you can talk to Lady Waycrest up here, and she will teleport you to the beginning, where you can take a right and pull an extra set of mobs. This is mostly good for +2. I'm trying to pull them. So here we got pretty spicy pull. This pull is pretty hard. So I just mark a skull because we only need to kill one target. It doesn't matter what we kill, just anything. And we 3-chested it, which means that we get a 10 key. Why am I going that way? I don't know, but I'm following everyone else. So we did 3 chests the 7 Waycrest, and that means we have a 10 key, which it's a Tol Dagor 10. That's the key. And we're going to be doing that one right after this, which is really, really exciting because that's going to be our first +10 run on this character. And for those who don't know, after every week on Wednesday in EU or Tuesday in NA, you get a weekly chest based on the highest Mythic Plus you did. +10 is generally the cap for gear at the moment. You can get more Titan Residuum if you do higher, but right now, in terms of gear, you're going to get the best gear that you can from a +10. So being able to reach that this early in the series is a really cool milestone. So yeah, that's that. So let's see what people got. I tried to put the gear or stuff up on the screen. I'm looking. Someone got a ring, which I don't need. As you can see, I'm kind of going through the items, but anyway, guys, I will see you in the Tol Dagor 10.
1.
So, we're here in our Tol Dagor 10, and I'm commentating this one after I did the dungeon as well. We're going to do the similar thing we just did in the Waycrest run. I'm going to mostly point out things that might be interesting and explain certain reasoning for things that I do or we do as a group in the run. Other than that, it's really cool that we're doing a 10 already this early on, and it is with Raging Tyrannical Necrotic. From what I used to know, like back when I used to play, I'll do a lot of Mythic Plus. Tyrannical in a pug especially wasn't very favorable in this dungeon because there's a lot of room for mistake on a lot of the bosses, and yeah. So one thing I remember from this run is the healer here felt like the healer could take care of a lot more necrotic stacks than the previous one did.
1.
So I do the pre-pull, the pull timer, so that people can have their cooldowns or they can, use their potions, etc. So here, this was one of the first signs I noticed that the healer was actually really good. You can see that they're doing damage, and a lot of healers don't do this, especially in a pug. They're uncomfortable with maybe taking the risk of doing damage. Like they're scared they might, the tank might die or something like that. But it was very good to see that he was okay with doing some damage in between. Obviously, doing a lot of healing as well. But I'm focusing a lot on trying to keep the small ones on me. But that being said, they don't, from what I don't think they might, put a little bit of necrotic, but they don't seem to do a lot of it. Kind of see, like the healer got hit like twice there, and the healer didn't get any necrotic stacks. So I assume they don't, which is, they used to back when I played, for sure. They definitely used to. I remember that very vividly. It was very annoying. That made this boss really, really hard. But again, they're dying, so it's not really a big deal. So far it's been pretty good, and we can see the damage done. This group is competent, and this was me just like, I know I can do some good pulls this run with DPS like this, so I go ahead and just pull all of these, and I don't seem to be taking any damage at all, which is great. The healer just seems to do so much healing compared to the other healer. But yeah, let's enjoy the run together, and I'll say anything that comes to mind.
Explain to me why you haven't flooded the lower levels and drowned these squabbling rats.
My apologies, Lady Ashley. I am hopeful my men will restore order soon.
You'd better be right, or your replacement version will be to watch you drown with the rest of this scum.
Obviously, pretty standard procedure here. If you guys don't know, is that some of the the DK pulls here, I was kind of unfortunate, but the little cells on the side, they have buffs in them. Like we have a stamina buff on us right now, and the rogue was talking about he's gonna get us all the buffs, which is fine. Yeah. So the DK apologizes for the ninja pull. It's not really a big deal because I was like, you guys could see I was paying attention. In situations like that as a tank, you have to, kind of be aware of your party members. Things might happen, and they might not, there might be things that they mess up on, which is definitely a possibility. And that's understandable because, I mean, like, again, we don't have any communication. And so that's completely fine. So far, we're about to get our reaping. This is the first time we're going to see reaping in the series. Reaping, basically what it does is that it respawns the as you can see here with the druid did a good job collecting them, and then I just AoE stun them. But what happens here is that later on the shaman actually starts using his earth elemental, which does actually just hold aggro on all of them, which was definitely really cool. But basically, reaping spawns 2 different sets of ads from what I've seen. It might be 3 actually, but 2 at least from what I saw there. And they spawn from all the mobs you've killed in the last 20%. So ideally, when you're running reaping, you want to maintain maintain them all in a small area so we don't have to wait as long for them to show up. And there the rogue was saying that he wants to he's going to try to open all the cages just to make sure that we don't have the ads when we do the boss. I hope I'm not too far away from the mic actually. Yeah, that's definitely a good sign, and we were really lucky, and this is one of the things that I would recommend. If you have a level 10 key, do it on Wednesday or Tuesday, depending on, basically do it the day before reset. If you're in NA, you do it on Monday and Tuesday. If you're in EU, you do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. Because there's a lot of people, especially like in this case, all of these players are around 410 item level or so. Pretty much. I don't remember what it was exactly. Pretty sure most of them were. And they're all random players that I found in the group finder. And this is something that you will find, if you have a 10 key, people will sign up for it and they will basically carry you if you do them on Tuesday or Wednesday. Obviously on your reset day or the day before reset. Let's put it that way. And I'm just kiting here for the, I went a bit far, but I wanted to get rid of my necrotic. And you can see the healer followed me in cat form. So that's definitely good. I just wanted to reset my necrotic stacks there. But we have necrotic, we have a reaping after this pull, which is really annoying. But it's an okay pull to do if you're confident in it. And I actually don't have aggro on one of the C speakers there, but that's okay. But here we're gonna get reaping again, and it's definitely a little bit spicier with a big pull like this. The druid knocks back, which is good, and does try to grab them all together in a vortex, which is good. And the shaman pops his earth elemental. I was wondering why I can't get aggro on anything, which is why I was constantly taunting anything. I didn't actually notice it like in this pull that he was doing earth elemental, which is definitely really helpful for me on reaping. Because obviously there's a lot of AoE going on and you don't always have the opportunity to hold aggro on everything. But yeah, so far so good, and it's kind of standard procedure. As you can see, the healer is using any opportunity he can to do some DPS, which is, and you can see they're full mana. This is why druids are really, really good. They just do damage, and it's kind of ridiculous how good druids are actually. One thing here, it's okay to let Jez do his howling cry, because the shaman can actually purge his debuff if it has to be done, I think. I think he's been doing that so far. And killing his brother first is kind of the best way to do this, because he will randomly target a party member and jump at them and like start CCing them and doing damage to them. Which you have to damage him in order to stop it, and so might as well just focus him down and kill him, just to make it safer, especially in Tyrannical. It's really unforgiving if people aren't quick enough to start DPSing him.
Well done. Looks like you have things under control. We'll finish securing the lower levels while you make your way to the Overseer.
I'm really happy with how fast this series has kind of progressed. So here I'm going to ignore those two, and I'm just going to be ready at the door to try to get as many of them as I can at the door. And this is like a really good spot to do reaping, because they're all going to come around the corner and I can start doing damage to them, which is definitely really, really nice. And as you can see, I'm the second one on the damage done. The Shaman is doing really well. I get knocked up there, which is okay. I pop another Ignore Pain. It wasn't too bad. Here, what we wanted to happen is that everyone stayed back. The rogue goes and opens it, and then we shroud past, which, I mean, we kind of did, but it's really weird how that works. Even if you sap him and go past him, it's kind of funny to me. But so here what I do is I take the cannon, and the reason I do this is because the person with the cannon is going to get aggro. And that's why it's really best that it's me to do it, so I get the aggro and I have to deal with the damage they do. Thinking might as well just continue. I missed that shot, which was kind of awkward. But yeah, definitely cool. I usually don't like doing the cannon because I tend to accidentally kill people. And I'm not very good at aiming it. I'm pretty bad at aiming it. I keep missing shots that I shouldn't miss, but that's okay. One thing I dislike about it is that it kind of resets my, I actually should have done it more, but I just wanted to pull this guy over to the next one, which is why I'm running, and then the camera messes up every time you do the cannon, which makes it really annoying. Yeah, my mouse has a really high sensitivity, and I like having high sensitivity. It doesn't really work well with a cannon. It works well everywhere else, I just don't like it with a cannon. Here, my name was actually in my way. I couldn't see that they pulled the guy on the left. So I wouldn't have pulled the extra pack if I hadn't seen this guy. And then I almost killed the DK again. Then I decided to jump out because I'm going to die. I need to pop a cooldown. And then, so here someone else takes the cannon. The rogue goes for it, which is definitely good. And I go to meet all the reaping mobs on the other side. Not the greatest camera angle to work with, but again, we have the Earth Elemental, which is doing a really good job at just holding aggro on everyone. Definitely very helpful.
Four, three, two, one.
More fuel for the flames! Reduce you to cinders!
This boss can be a bit of a mess, but our healer and shaman basically took care of all the barrels the entire time, which made this relatively easy, so I could just stand here and just tank her. Didn't really have to do much, and we have a lot of damage from the rogue. For some reason that didn't work out, so I just run to the other side. I'm just gonna tank her like right here. This is like a fine. There's no barrels going on at the moment. She's not shooting at anything. And those guys are taking care of all the barrels. So it's honestly, when people do the barrels properly, this fight is so easy. But a lot of pugs seem to have issues with this fight. I get why, but at the same time, it really doesn't make sense that it's difficult or people find it difficult. Like here, we just put the barrels on one side and then pull the boss to this side, and we can rinse and repeat. It's really just that simple. So we're pretty good on the time. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the cannon. I'm gonna shoot at the ground, hopefully not killing the rogue. I'm gonna finish this priest before I do anything else, and then I'll go deal with the other guys. Deal with the priests first, because they tend to, they're the healers. I can't see anything, so I'm just trying my best to shoot at things. And then we're gonna pull the last pack, and that will be the final reaping pack that we get. I hate cannons, but feel like it's best if the tank does them.
Rise, fallen one.
Don't think the cannon works on the reaping. It would be very surprising if it did. I don't think it does. We were relatively close to 3-chesting it, and we could have easily 3-chested this run if I took more risks than I did. Oh, I accidentally pulled early. Here I kind of mess up. I am trying really hard to get knocked into the wall, and it messes with your camera angle a lot. It's not the most enjoyable thing to look at, but I tank this cross ignition because it's not going to kill me. Probably a bit risky, but I just know it's not going to kill me. I saw too late that the DK popped his cooldown to soak that, but I figured I would soak the first one. That would be okay. Yeah, if I took a little bit more risks this run, we probably could have 3-chested this. It's a tight angle, but I'm trying to leave room for some of the melee. It's really, when you have 2 melee, you kind of want them to try to get at a wall, and this was probably not tanked at the right spot. I think, like here, it like puts me all the way there, and I can't see anything. This is like the messiest thing I've seen in my life. I don't know why I decided to tank it up here. I never tank it up here. I usually tank it like further to the left. I usually don't tank it over here, but it seems to be okay. This boss is probably what people would struggle on the most on Tyrannical. DK takes the next one. Everything has been relatively clean this run, so it's been really nice. So the boss is now dead, and we get an achievement for doing a 10 on this character, which we haven't done yet. And yeah, people are saying it's a smooth run. And I get bracers. These are really, really nice.
An opening for a new overseer after all.
Those are really nice.
Once we have the prison under our control and the keys in our possession, we can begin securing
We
the
can
Azeroth
definitely use these with the socket on it.
You do good work.
I was checking if the DK wanted it. I was looking at it. Nice, easy run. I was kind of looking at some of the gear, comparing it if I needed any of it. I don't think I did. And then I decided that I'm really happy with things, and I decided to move my chat and show you guys what was going on in the chat, because it made me relatively happy to read. You can see here, probably the best group I've had in ages, except it kind of reset. It was really nice. Anyway, guys, see you in the next clip. Good morning, guys. It's the weekly reset. First of all, we got the new bracers. We're gonna put a gem in these, and we're also gonna go. Oh right, did I use one of these yet? No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Nice. Got a gem in there. Got that, and we're gonna enchant our ring with haste. I've decided for now I'm gonna stick with playing protection. I don't think I'm geared enough yet to start DPSing in Mythic Plus, and you guys just saw the runs we did. Were pretty good runs. I still haven't, as I'm recording this, I haven't recorded the commentary for them. I will probably do that soon. So we put the loose specialization on protection, and let's see what we get. Let's see. Come on, something good. Shield, please. Or a belt. That's actually, oh, that's so good. Oh, this character's been really lucky. All right, that's that. That's pretty good. And we save the thing, and we're good to go. Oh man, I'm happy with that. All right, I'll see you guys in. All right, what? I just woke up. That's it for this episode. That's what I meant to say. And thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.